Hello, it's TopicBricks here. Welcome to another video. So in today's video we're going to be discussing everything LEGO Lord of the Rings. Now, LEGO Lord of the Rings is going to be arriving January 1st, 2023, so we haven't got long. Unfortunately, the first few sets are going to be quite unsubstantial. We're going to be getting some brick heads, which is sort of whatever. We all want to know what a big set is. We know there's going to be a $500 direct-to-consumer set. However, we don't know what that set is at the moment. I hope it's going to be a Rivendell or a Battle of Helm's Deep or a Barad-dûr or a Battle of whatever. I hope it's something really, really cool, which I know it will be. But again, we don't know exactly what that is. We know what the brick heads are. I've made a video on that and I'll put a link up there or up somewhere where I actually talk about that, and I'll make a future video talking about, you know, my predictions of what the $500 direct-to-consumer set could be as well. However, in today's video we're going to be discussing what the summer wave is going to be looking like. Now you may be thinking, summer wave, do we know there's going to be a summer wave? The answer is no, we don't. However, it is extremely likely we will be getting a summer wave in the second half of 2023, so that implies June 1st, July 1st, August 1st, something like that. And in today's video I'm going to be predicting what that summer wave is going to look like. Basically, if I was a LEGO designer tasked with making the Lord of the Rings summer wave, this is what I'd put out. So I'm going to be as realistic as possible in terms of the prices, the sets they'd make, and also the minifigure selections. And I'm going to be comparing it sort of like how LEGO Harry Potter and LEGO Star Wars make their summer waves, which is usually 6 or 7 sets. They make a couple cheap sets, a couple expensive sets, and a couple, you know, sort of mid-range price sets. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So the prices I've chosen for this, you know, this predicted summer wave for Lord of the Rings is $20, $30, $50, $70, $100 and $150. So you've got a nice range of cheap and expensive sets, which would make a very nice first summer wave. So let's get into the first prediction. Okay, so the first $20 set is actually going to be a re-release. That's going to be Shelob's Attack. So again, this set was made about 10 years ago, and that LEGO spider is one of the best spiders I've ever seen. It's such a good spider, so well detailed. And if they made that set today, I don't think it would be as good, because obviously inflation and LEGO's, you know, is generally getting more and more expensive. So I don't think they'll be able to make a spider that good today. However, I still want that set to be released in 2022 because I'd love to get those minifigures. Frodo wrapped up in the spiderweb would be really cool. We could also maybe get an orc, because obviously an orc finds Frodo and takes him to Barad-dûr. And we could also get Samwise Gamgee with maybe a glow-in-the-dark sword, which obviously glows when there's orcs nearby. And obviously the file, the light he has, which he uses to fend off the spider who hides in the cave. And maybe we actually get a bit of the cave build, maybe a bit of the entrance, but I'm probably reaching for a $20 set, I know. But I think it'll be a really good set and one that everyone would buy if it was done right. Okay, so for the $30 set, I've got a Into the Fire diorama. Now, what exactly is this? It's the scene at the end of The Return of the King where Frodo attempts to throw the ring into the fire at Mount Doom. And obviously has some trouble. We all know what happens in this scene. And obviously the minifigures we'll be getting here is Frodo and Sam, as well as Gollum. These are the only minifigures you could really put in this scene. I'm trying to think of any others. I think it would have to just be these three. But I think getting diorama sets for LEGO Lord of the Rings would be justified, considering we've got them for Jurassic Park and Star Wars at this point. So they'll be much welcome for Lord of the Rings, and this will be a real popular set, especially for adults, because obviously we'll get the diorama, the black border, we'll get the fire at the bottom, and obviously the bridge. I think it'll be really, really cool to get. And yeah, that's my $30 set. Okay, so for the $50 set, we've got something really interesting, and it's a big elephant. Now, these are called Mûmakils, if I'm correct. Again, I haven't watched Lord of the Rings in quite a while, so if I got some of these names mixed up, then forgive me, but I think it's a Mûmakil. Basically, it's a big elephant, and it's got a big tower on him, and I think that build will be really, really, really interesting. I think if they nailed it, it will be a very successful set outside of Lord of the Rings as well, because we rarely get Lego brick built elephants. We've actually never got one before. The minifigures as well, we could get the Mûmakil army master and some just regular Mûmakil army members. I think it would be really, really cool, especially with all the colours on them and stuff like that. I think it would be really cool for the minifigures, and I think it would be really cool for the actual build itself, especially for that $50 price range. It seems like a very reasonable point to build a set like that, and something I'll definitely be buying day one. Okay, so for the $70 set, this is the most anticipated set in my opinion on this list. It is the Prancing Pony, the Inn. Now, I think a set like this would come with so many interesting minifigures, but I've tried to narrow it down as much as possible because this is only a $70 set after all. So we'd get obviously the Inn, which would be a nice sort of tavern build, but would get either the man at the gate who gets squashed, or the barman. I think the barman I would prefer because we just see more of him in that film. We would also get Frodo, and I've taken out Samwise because Samwise is in a lot of these sets. I'm going to put in Pippin and Mary, and we are also going to be getting Aragorn with his hood up. We've got to get his hood. And also 2 Ringwraiths. I think that's already a lot of minifigures. We've got 2 Ringwraiths. That's 6 or 7 minifigures, and I think for a $70 set we'll be lucky to get that many. So that's why I've taken a few out, but I think 6 minifigures might be doable, and those will be my minifigures. Obviously, it's a scene where Aragorn basically saves the Hobbits' lives, and we see the Ringwraiths go to the wrong room and stab some pillows, and I think it's a really, really scary scene, and a scene I remember from the Fellowship of the Ring really, really well, and I'd love to basically get that in Lego. So for the $100 set, what else would we get other than the Shire? So with this set, we will get Bilbo Baggins' home, similar to what we got in the Unexpected Gathering set from the Hobbit theme, I think it was, quite a few years ago now. Obviously, we won't get any of the dwarfs because this is a Lord of the Rings set, but we would get Gandalf, we would get Merry and Pippin, we would get Samwise, Gamgee, we would get Frodo, we would get obviously Rosie, the bartender, we would obviously get maybe a bar build, and we would get maybe Gandalf on his cart and horse, similar to the Gandalf Arrives set, which we got as a Lego Lord of the Rings set quite a few years ago. That would be integrated into this Shire set. We would also get maybe parts of Bilbo Baggins' party for when he turns 111. That would be really, really cool with some fireworks and stuff like that, and some tents. I think it would be a really nice scene, and I think for $100 you can make a pretty substantial Shire. Nothing too grand and spectacular, but I think $100 is a nice price point to make Bilbo's home, maybe a small tavern, Gandalf arrives on his horse and cart, and maybe a bit of the party with some tents and stuff like that. Just some iconic scenes from Lord of the Rings films, and it'll be a nice sort of set. I think everyone would buy that set. Okay, so for the final set, I've got so many minifigures on this set that I've actually got my phone out just to remember them all. So this is $150, remember, and it's the Battle of Helm's Deep, which is one of the most iconic scenes in movie history, let's be honest. $150 definitely warrants this scene. So we've got King Theoden, we've got Haldir, we've got 4 members of the Uruk-hai army, including the bomber, who obviously just runs in and just self-destructs and creates a weakness in the wall. We're also going to be getting Gimli, Aragorn obviously, and Legolas, because you need Legolas and Gimli there to sort of compare their tally as to killing orcs. But that would be really, really, really cool. I think a set like that would be really popular, not just for Lego Lord of the Rings fans, but for Lego Castle fans, and trust me, there is plenty of those. But let me know what you guys think. Which are your guys' favourite sets on this list? If you had to just buy one of these sets, which one would it be? Make sure to subscribe to see some more Lego content and Lego Lord of the Rings content in particular. I've been TopicBricks. I'll catch you tomorrow for another Lego video. I'll see you there.